Welcome to my channel War Chronicle. Today we are going to discuss another PAF's top secret weapon, which is RO's upgraded Mirage missions. Yes, Pakistan has recently inducted an upgraded version of Mirage 3 in limited numbers, which have surprised India a lot. On this channel, we talk about the chronicles of war, past, present, and future. If you are interested in such topics, then do consider subscribing. It would really help us grow. It is also reported that Pakistan will receive more of these aircraft in the coming months. But no official statement has been released yet regarding the total number of aircraft Pakistan will receive under this deal. Then there is a chance that Pakistan might attack Indian Air Force bases and destroy their expensive and sophisticated weapon systems. And since these aircraft have a low radar cross-section, they are not easily detectable by the Indian Air Force radars, which is way more advanced than the Mirage 2000's radar. Also, they have a much better engine with improved thrust and fuel efficiency. Let us understand the capabilities of these aircraft in detail so that you can understand why they pose a serious threat to India. As I already mentioned, the Mirage 3 has a better engine with improved fuel efficiency. Because of this, these aircraft can fly long distances without refueling. And once they are at the target, they can drop laser-guided bombs very accurately and then escape without being detected again. They can carry ASM-type bombs, which are very accurate and can be used to destroy important military installations. They can perform the role of air superiority fighters by engaging Indian fighter jets. They can perform the role of strike aircraft by dropping bombs on military installations. They can also perform the role of anti-ship warfare by attacking Indian naval ships. Because of this multi-role capability, these aircraft are a serious threat to Indian Air Force. These aircraft can also carry anti-ship missiles, which they can use to attack Indian ships. Also, Pakistan can always buy more Mirage 3 aircraft from Spain or any other country. Pakistan will also deploy its JF-17 aircraft along with the Mirage 3, so if it upgrades even half of them, then it will have around 24 Mirage 3 aircraft, which will be a serious threat to India. These JF-17 aircraft will attack our bases, while the Mirage 3 aircraft will destroy our radar systems so that the JF-17s can penetrate our airspace easily. So if Pakistan wants to, it can increase the number of Mirage 3 in its fleet very quickly. They can also carry air-to-air missiles, which they can use to engage Indian fighter aircraft. And lastly, they can also carry nuclear weapons. According to some estimates, the Mirage 3 can have a combat range of more than 1,500 kilometers, which means that from any part of Pakistan, they can reach deep inside Indian territory. Because of this, the only option left with Indian Air Force will be to use the medium-range BrahMos missile, which has a range of around 100 kilometers. For example, if they take off from Jacobabad Air Base, then they can reach Jammu and Kashmir, or even Ladakh. Recently, Tejas has been fitted with the Israeli-sourced Derby and Python 5 missiles, which have a range of more than 100 kilometers. These missiles are air-to-air missiles, which can be used to engage enemy fighter aircraft. And this will be a huge loss for India, because each Su-30 MKI costs around $35 million. So there is no doubt that Tejas can easily engage and destroy Mirage 3 aircraft without losing any of its own aircraft. And this is why the Indian Air Force is planning to deploy the Tejas in large numbers near the Western Front, so that they can keep a check on Pakistani Mirage 3 South. So it is very important for India to destroy these Mirage 3 aircraft without losing its own aircraft. But the question arises, how will Indian Air Force destroy these aircraft? The simple answer to that question is Indian Air Force. It does not have any aircraft which can match the speed and altitude of Mirage. I think that is the reason why it did not disclose anything about the Mirage 3 deal to India or anyone else. The aircraft which comes next to Rafale is Su-30 MKI, but those aircraft cannot match the speed and altitude of Mirage 3, and that is where things get complicated. There is a possibility that Pakistan may use these aircraft to carry out strikes inside Indian territory. We have seen Pakistan resorting to such tactics in the past, where they use their F-16s to drop bombs inside Kashmir. So the same tactic cannot be ruled out for the Mirage 3 aircraft. Anyway, we are not sure about that. It's just a possibility. This gives the Mirage 3 better performance than the Mirage 2000. Around 300 are Sukhoi 30 MKI, and the rest are Tejas and Mirage 2000. I mean, we have more than 300 fighter jets. So what if Pakistan attacks some of our bases using these aircraft? Well, the problem with that thinking is that you are assuming Pakistan will only use these 12 aircraft to attack our bases, which is highly unlikely. Then Indian Air Force will only have around 150 Su-30 Mki left, which will not be enough to defend against Chinese and Pakistani air forces. And this is the reason why Indian Air Force is worried about these aircraft. Out of these 300 Sukhoi 30 Mki, around 150 are in the eastern sector, which is the China front, and the rest are deployed along the western front where Pakistan operates from. Also, if they take off from Pasra Air Base, which is near Lahore, then they can reach Delhi, Jaipur, and even Amritsar. These long ranges mean that Pakistani Mirage 3 South can easily penetrate Indian air defenses and bomb targets deep inside Indian territory. So we will discuss all details about these missions in this video, including the number of aircraft Pakistan has, what these aircraft can do, and why they pose a serious threat to India. Also, it has onboard electronic countermeasures, which can jam Indian radar systems. Because of this, it is very difficult to detect these aircraft on Indian radars, which makes it easier for them to enter Indian airspace undetected. One is the reconnaissance variant, which is used for gathering intel, and the other one is the strike variant, which is actually a multi-role aircraft capable of performing both air superiority and strike roles. The interesting thing about these aircraft is that they are heavily upgraded and were delivered to PAF just a few weeks ago. These aircraft are very advanced and have modern sensors and weapons. Also, Pakistan did not disclose anything about these aircraft to India or anyone else when it was doing the Mirage 3 upgrade deal with Spain. But later on, some documents were leaked by Spanish media, revealing everything about the deal. So Pakistan has recently inducted a limited number of Mirage 3 aircraft in 2 different variants. As per some reports, around 12 aircraft have been delivered so far, out of which 6 are reconnaissance variants and 6 are multi-role strike variants. These aircraft were bought from Spain, and Spain itself was the 3rd largest operator of Mirage 3 after France and Greece. And these revelations made Indian Air Force officers think twice, because if they were not aware of these aircraft were designed by French company Dassault Aviation in 1981, and they are an improved and upgraded version of Mirage 2000. Mirage 3 has an active electronically scanned array radar. And now, Pakistan will use these Mirage 3 aircraft to carry out long-range bombing missions deep inside Indian territory, which makes them a serious threat to India. So the first thing is that these aircraft have an extended range. Also, if they take off from Sargodha Air Base, then they can reach most parts of Rajasthan and Gujarat. The second thing is that these aircraft have stealth features. The Mirage 3 has a low radar cross-section, which means that it can easily avoid detection by Indian radars. Once inside Indian airspace, they can use their long ranges to reach their targets without being detected. Third, these aircraft can carry powerful weapons. These aircraft can carry a payload of up to 9 tons, which includes a variety of weapons. Because of this capability, these Mirage 3 aircraft can perform multiple roles. Indian Air Force has a limited number of frontline fighter jets, which is around 600. Out of these 600 jets, this means that if Pakistan uses all of its Mirage 3 aircraft to attack Indian Air Force bases, now you may ask why we are so worried about these 12 aircraft. Pakistan has around 14 Mirage 3 aircraft, out of which some will always be in reserve for training pilots or for any other purpose. Secondly, it will not only be the Mirage 3 aircraft which will attack Indian Air Force bases. Lastly, Pakistan can always upgrade more of its Mirage 2002 Mirage 3 standards. Pakistan has around 48 Mirage 2000 aircraft. There is also a possibility that Pakistan has already started the process of upgrading its Mirage 2000 to Mirage 3 standards. All in all, Pakistan's Mirage 3 is a serious threat to India, and we need to be prepared for it. If that happens, then Indian Air Force will have to retaliate and destroy these aircraft. The only aircraft in India which can go toe-to-toe with Mirage 3 is the Rafale, but those aircraft are still not deployed in India. Even if Indian Air Force tries to engage Mirage 3 aircraft using the CO-30 Mki, then the Pakistani pilots can easily outrun the BrahMos missile, which is the only long-range missile carried by the Su-30 Mki. Using these missiles will put Indian Su-30 Mki at risk of being attacked by Pakistani F-16s. Luckily, there is one aircraft in Indian Air Force which can do that. That aircraft is the Tejas, which is India's indigenous light combat aircraft. And these missiles can be fired from outside the range of enemy missiles. We can expect the Indian Air Force to deploy around 60 to 80 squadron of the TJs near the Western Front very soon. So that's all for today's video. If you liked the video, then please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.